is when you were talking about Yost, as a character that I play, Cheryl, she died at 35 of heart failure. And when we heard that, we were just like shocked. Me and my mom.
A small room, and she physically put me in the bed next to this undressed man who was very famous and had his hands like this.
I was in my mid-20s.
Right.
The first time I really came over here. You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on, because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And I formed a bunch of...
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the children.
Reports are circulating that police are closing in on an arrest following the recent news of Hayden Panettiere's death. The allegations come after actor Mel Gibson claimed to have critical evidence exposing Hayden's ex-boyfriend, Steve Jones, and linking her passing to industry elites tied to Jeffrey Epstein's network. Initial official reports stated that emergency responders rushed to a residence in Greenville, South Carolina, following a 911 call reporting Hayden unresponsive in cardiac arrest. Paramedics performed advanced life support, but she was pronounced dead at the scene. While the coroner's initial autopsy found no physical signs of trauma or foul play, with some early speculation pointing toward an overdose, rumors persist that her death is connected to her past. According to these claims, Hayden was forced into Epstein's circle when she was 18 years old. In past interviews, she spoke about being given happy pills by a trusted adult starting at age 15 to manage her schedule and cope with stress, which eventually led to a long-term dependency. The current narrative suggests her history with addiction was heavily tied to these early experiences, and that recent disclosures regarding these powerful networks may be connected to her death.
He was on my team that I was working with. It came to me, and it was before this red carpet, and I had been doing Heroes, and we did press all the time. And I was a little low energy, and it was, here, take one of these. It's a happy pill, it'll give you energy. So I didn't think of it at the time as like a bad thing.
Yeah,
or
right. How old were you?
I was 16, and it must have been something that was similar to like an Adderall, but they got it from Mexico. I should have thought that's so sketchy, but I didn't, because I trusted the person. And it did give me that little bit of energy, and I didn't feel like high and out of control, but I did feel like happy. And like I was looking forward to doing
the life of the party
interview. Yeah.
When Hayden Panettiere first spoke publicly about her addiction, she did not initially detail the underlying reasons that drove her to use substances. However, during a sit-down interview to promote her memoir, she opened up further about her past. She disclosed that a trusted adult in her life arranged for her to spend time with older industry executives against her will. Many believe this same individual was responsible for giving her happy pills to manage her energy levels, initiating a cycle of substance use to cope with the resulting trauma.
In predicaments that I realized, like my perspective completely shifted, and I realized that I was in danger. But by the time I'd realized I was in danger, I was quite literally out to sea that moment.
Online reactions to these rumors were swift, with many viewers taking the claims at face value. One commenter questioned why law enforcement had not taken action, asserting that authorities were already aware of the situation. Another praised Mel Gibson, claiming he was risking his career to expose industry corruption and bring those responsible to justice. The video concludes by inviting audience participation, asking viewers to share their thoughts in the comments on whether they believe Gibson approached federal authorities or if Hayden was silenced. Viewers are then prompted to leave their feedback and click a link to watch the channel's next video.
Next to this undressed man who was very famous and had his hands like this was just, an average day for him. This is something that was like, this is not happening. But I had nowhere to hide. and I bolted and I hid wherever I could think of to hide on a boat. There was no jumping off and swimming away, and there was nobody who was going to, I realized that there was nobody who was going to be empathetic to my situation, that this was nothing.
Fact check note: this transcript combines internet gossip, unverified blind items, and viral conspiracies to connect multiple public figures, including Diana Jenkins, Steve Jones, Mel Gibson, Sean Diddy Combs, and Jeffrey Epstein, to Hayden Panettiere. While Hayden Panettiere has discussed past relationships and industry trauma in interviews, the specific claims connecting these figures to her false death rumors or a criminal conspiracy ring are fabricated clickbait stories. Here is a clean, direct rewrite of the provided text. When Hayden Panettiere's comments resurfaced, online commentators began speculating about the identity of the trusted adult she mentioned. Initial internet rumors targeted former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member Diana Jenkins, alleging she acted as an industry insider connecting young women to Jeffrey Epstein's network. Rumors intensified after photos emerged showing Jenkins and Panettiere together on yachts. Jenkins firmly denied the accusations, pointing out that she has previously taken legal action against similar false claims and warning that anyone spreading them would face lawsuits. Public attention later shifted to Panettiere's ex-boyfriend, television presenter Steve Jones, after photos surfaced of them vacationing on yachts during their brief relationship. While Panettiere originally stated their breakup was due to distance, living in Los Angeles while he resided in London. Online speculators began pointing to an anonymous 2022 blind item. The post claimed a Welsh presenter frequently attended Sean Diddy Combs' yacht parties alongside a young actress. Rumors further noted that Jones once publicly mentioned saving Diddy from drowning on a boat, leading commentators to claim Panettiere may have been present during those trips. Additionally, claims emerged that actor Mel Gibson was working with law enforcement regarding Epstein's network, citing his long-standing public commentary on Hollywood corruption. Social media users highlighted Gibson's involvement in the 2023 film Sound of Freedom, which experienced release delays, as alleged proof that industry figures sought to suppress discussions around human trafficking. Commentators also referenced a 1998 interview where Gibson discussed his initial paranoia regarding Hollywood's inner workings, interpreting his comments as early warnings about corruption within the industry.
First time I really came over here, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand. Right. And I formed a bunch of opinions about the town. Surely that couldn't be. Because, and then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like, could it? Mm. And then you find out later on the track that you are exactly on track with a lot of this stuff. Not specifically on track, but that you could, that some of your worst nightmares were real at the time. And you think, it does rip your life to pieces.
Does it?
If you'll let it.
Yeah.
These little heathens with no soul downstairs with horns on their head with a battering ram trying to walls in.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take very long. It's cascading on you all the time. You can't get away from certain attitudes, from certain modes of behavior that this town and the industry dictate. No matter how strong you are, you are going to be affected by this place. And I think it takes that kind of cockroach resilience. You can't get mad. You can't get mad. You can't let it get you. Because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken, that you are going to be f***ed over at some point.
I mean, as a matter of interest, do you think it's easier because you're an outsider who came in?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it was glaring to me. Successful producer, I will not mention names, but his whole opinion about women on film, from beginning to end, is very brief. He says, women on film, either naked or dead.
Online reactions to these rumors were swift, with many viewers taking the claims at face value. One commenter questioned why law enforcement had not taken action, asserting that authorities were already aware of the situation. Another praised Mel Gibson, claiming he was risking his career to expose industry corruption and bring those responsible to justice. The video concludes by inviting audience participation, asking viewers to share their thoughts in the comments on whether they believe Gibson approached federal authorities or if Hayden was silenced. Viewers are then prompted to leave their feedback and click a link to watch the channel's next video.